Hey, what's happening, family? It's your man, Mark Black. I wanted to come to you real quick today to talk about this story I heard. I find this story not only to be absolutely disturbing, but also to give us some information to reflect upon. As many of you well know, I've spoken at length about the so called year of return to Ghana, 2019 representing that year of return. By the way, there was this big announcement by Sheila Jackson Lee and the president of Ghana way last year where they discussed the year of return to Ghana. And Congresswoman Lee mentioned that this would also correspond to the 400-year anniversary, as of 1619 of slavery here in the United States. There has been a bill, a law passed that's supposed to set aside funds for celebrations, education, and all of that, and the honoring of our 400 years struggle here in the United States. Well, we're nearly halfway through the year, and I can't speak for any of you, but I haven't seen any celebrations, any educational things attributed to this, or whatever the case may be. So, yet again, more smoke and mirrors. But this story is extremely disturbing to me because, as someone who has embraced the philosophy, right, the ideology of pan-blackism or pan-Africanism, to have the wool ripped from your eyes in such a way that makes clear the falsity, right, the absolute falsity of the philosophy, the breakdown of the philosophy itself is a bit disheartening, I would imagine, to many of you, as it is to me. However, disillusionment is a goodness, right? We're supposed to look forward to opportunities to get to understand clearly the truth of matters. And so, with that said, I want to read you a bit from this article. The lady here pictured in the article is one Jeanette Salters, or was, I should say, who moved back to Ghana, right? She moved to Ghana. I won't say moved back to, but she settled in Ghana, changing her name to Mamalena Joe, right? And she was actually a part of, according to the article, a movement of people from Detroit who were looking to reclaim their ancestral roots, right, during the time of Black nationalism, the time of the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, SNCC, and other Black nationalist groups. She was involved in feminist causes as well as Black liberation struggles and things like that. But here's the thing that is interesting. Had she been slain in just some criminal act, those things happen everywhere you go, right? And we understand that crime is crime, it happens everywhere. But let's take a look at the article real briefly so we can understand exactly why it is that she was killed. Her son says, "I feel terrible about what happened. It's a tragedy. Words can't even explain how I feel about my mom being taken away from her home, murdered, and put in a shallow grave 300 feet from her home." Salters said his mother and aunt were so his mother and his aunt. Okay, so her sister, Nzinga Jana, which I'm assuming was not her government name, that was the name she changed it to, was also murdered, right? She was 75 and her sister was 60. Salter said his mother and aunt were killed by people who wanted land that she had legally acquired from the government in Ghana. Some locals decided, this is a quote from him, some locals decided that they wanted to take the land from them, he said. My mom went to court over that and won. I guess the locals decided they were going to take matters into their own hands, he said, and they decided to abduct and murder them. Unquote. So you see, family, all these people who talk about us going there, having a place, having a home, acquiring land, and so on and so forth, will find, unfortunately, that those people in Ghana, as well as other Western African countries that we might look to settle in, see us as no different than any other outsider, any other foreigner, any other Abruni, right? So if you have something, or if you have been able through your diligence, through your hard work, because nobody works harder than ADOS folk. Understand that, family. You can't work any harder than to work for free for 245 years. We've constantly given our labor, time, and resources to the building and the uplift of everything we touch. So these people, you maybe, are thinking about repatriating or expatriating to these Western African nations, only to find that when you get there, even if you do things legally, she acquired that land legally. It belonged to her. It was titled to her and her sister. Those locals won't treat you as if you were a native Ghanaian. They won't treat you as a native Cote d'Ivoirian or a native of Benin. If they feel like they must, they will kill you and take back from you what they think you have taken from them. If nothing else, this story right here puts the lie to the so-called Pan-African ideology. We in the diaspora have continually made efforts to try to repatriate, to realign, to build relationships with Africa. But Africa has no real desire to build any relationships with us. They will treat us as tourists. If you go to Gorea Island or any of the slave forts on the coast of West Africa, they'll gladly take your money so you can see where they dragged your ancestors to be brought over here into the West. They'll smile at you. They'll dance for you, feed you like they would any other tourist. But go there and think that you're going to acquire any actual resources, that you're going to go there and actually start to build a life for yourself. And see how quickly that smiling, happy, stereotype that we have of the African folk changes up on you. This lady believed that she was home. Too bad the place that she went to didn't accept her as a citizen. Too bad those folk didn't understand that she, just like them, had the same rights. When push came to shove, Ghanaians racked up a body count, and ADOS folk are two people poor. You have to understand, family, at the end of the day, our fight is here. Our struggle is here. We know how to navigate this space. We understand how to navigate this territory. We understand the laws. We understand how shit operates. Most importantly, even the vast majority of whites here in America understand that we're citizens. Sure, they don't have no problem with attacking us periodically. They're going to do that under a system of white domination. They also understand we'll fight back. But they're the very face that ends up bashing you over the head with a cudgel, dragging you out of your home, killing you, and burying you in a shallow grave will look just like you. Will be looking to take what you've got, what you've earned, what you've worked for, what you've built. If you still feel that you want to repatriate, so be it. Understand this. You had damn well better go there in strength. If you're going to hang for lambs, you may as well hang for sheep. If they're going to see you as a colonizer, as an outsider, a white man, an Abruni, to give the motherfuckers what they asking for. Go over there and build your shit and defend your shit. Because the murder of this beautiful sister didn't need to happen. But it is inevitable as long as we in the diaspora continue to believe the smoke and mirrors that supposedly constitutes pan-blackism or pan-Africanism. Can't buy it. Nope. Can't buy that shit. I don't buy it. Not anymore. I don't buy it. When we make the efforts, when we put Africa on our backs, when we mule for them, only to watch our people go over there and as soon as they accumulate anything, be murdered in their homes like a dog. That should tell you everything you need to know about the so-called year of return. That's all I wanted to say on it, family. It's your man, Mark Black. Stay tuned for Sucker Free Saturday. Remember, hit the links in the description field below. If you want to support your brother's work, please support your interests. It's appreciated and necessary. And until the next time I talk with you, I want to wish you all love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to our people.